everybody, welcome to the Cherry on Top January YouTube hop. I have these two photos of my little guy with his pup in the snow, and our theme is winter, so it was definitely time to pull these out and scrap them. I have this gorgeous, really intricate metal die by Tim Holtz, and it is a snowflake. So I die cut it a couple times in some pretty thick craft paper, and I'm using it as a stencil. So I have already applied clear gesso on my white cardstock here, and then I'm just applying my Ranger matte texture paste, which is my favorite go-to texture paste, through the snowflake around the page. Towards the top, I'm going to leave the bottom clear, and I'm actually not filling in the entire snowflake for every section. I want it to look really messy and distressed. My go-to, really. So I get to using this one, and I'm like, wait, I have another one that I die cut too for this reason. So I grab my clean one and start using it as well. So this is another way to, stretch your dies, is use them as little stencils. Die cut them out of some scrap paper and use that as a stencil on your page, or a mask with a spray would also work really well. So like I said, I did apply clear gesso because we're going to be using a lot of water after this texture paste dries. So it's dry. I'm kind of pulling off the excess here. Well, it's not completely dry because I'm using my heat gun. Don't hold your heat gun on the texture paste for too long because it will bubble up. So I'm using this Color Box Petal Point pigment ink pad because it has this really beautiful like royal blue color. And then I'm using that speckled egg color, which is a distress oxide. And distress oxides have pigment ink in them, so they kind of give the same chalky look. And they react kind of the same with water. And then I use the Tattered Rose Distress Oxide, and then that pink color that is in the Color Box Petal Point there. And so I went ahead and applied the inks all over the page, and then I'm using my spritzer to get them nice and wet and kind of roll the ink around the page a little bit, but I'm going to use my brush to help it out because I do want things to blend a little bit, but not entirely. So they will blend because that speckled egg is a blue color, and I use 2 pinks and 2 blues, so they will blend into like some purpley colors, which will be really nice. But I also wanted to keep some of the colors isolated as well. Grabbed a paper towel because I told you I added a ton of water, so I was letting some of it run off the page. And it gives me this really beautiful mottled watercolor effect whenever it will dry. And this page came together really quickly, like besides waiting on dry times, which, when I spray water on a page to dry, it really doesn't take that long to dry once you put the gesso on it. So with a little aid from a heat gun, it really goes fairly quickly, less than an hour for sure for this entire page, even though it looks really intricate, right? So I'm just going in and adding in some additional color in the cracks where it wasn't quite as saturated with pigment as I wanted. That blue is really bold, and so when you look at the finished bit, there was a negative space on the left that needed a little touch of that. So I will go in after it's completely dry and add a little bit more blue over there, because you can see it's really saturated with that color over on the right. So I just literally added that small little touch. But otherwise, like I said, this came together really quickly, and I can't wait to see what the rest of the team has in store for your winter inspiration. Look, there's the final product. Yay, but we're not done yet, of course. I have to add some sparkle, don't I? But this is a YouTube hop, so make sure that you hop along. There's not too many stops, only 4. And hop along and comment on all of the videos, and you will be entered for a chance to win store credit to a Cherry on Top. And that's a nice little treat. And so make sure you do that. And I would love it if you would follow me or subscribe and like my video. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment and be entered to win that. So I grabbed this wood grain color that absolutely matches the speckled egg. It's a paper from my stash. I think it's die cut with a view, but I'm not sure. It's pretty old. So I just ripped a little bit of it off. Before I stick it down, I'm going to use my new mica spray. I got my hands on one of these Tim Holtz mica sprays. I think that one I'm using is tarnished brass. So I am just using it as splatter. It is a very loose liquid, so it splatters very heavily, as you can see, which was fine. It's what I knew I wanted. But if you're going to use it and you just want a light splatter, I suggest maybe spritzing it and then using a small paintbrush to splatter it so it doesn't just kind of go everywhere like I have it here. But I love it because I think it adds to like the snow feel of it. Super excited about that. I grabbed some of these pink alphas from Kaiser Craft, an old collection. And my title is going to say, Snow So Good, 5 out of 5 flakes. Because both of these people, kids, humans, not human, but we'll get to that. But anyway, so I'm using that same mica spray on some white cardstock, and I didn't even add gesso to that. But I'm going to use these crepe paper snowflake dies as additional sparkle. I die cut from that bronzed mica sprayed paper with the snow cut dies, and I'm going to sprinkle them around the top of the page near the clusters of texture paste. But I backed both of my photos in white cardstock. Oh, I die cut a large one too with that same die that I used as the stencil. And I'm going to just nestle those behind the photos as little anchors and little bits of layering. So Heath is my son and Belle is my dog, and they both love snow so much. It's so cute. And I loved these pictures I got during Snowmageddon last year. We had quite the snow in Tennessee for us because we're not used to all that. But they loved it. And you can see in one of the pictures, Belle has like her tongue out licking the snow. She loved it so much. So it's pretty simple. The background looks fun, but I kept everything else pretty simple. I didn't embellish a lot. So I'm just sticking down those alphas, and I'm going to cluster a couple of snowflakes near that. And I think we're going to call it done. I did journal in some pink gel pen at the bottom. Oh, I add jewels, obviously. I added Essential Gems from Pink Fresh Studio. I did some pink and some blue. I have a beautiful like sapphire color that perfectly matched that really royal blue color. So you can see it in the close-ups. I will tag down below to the blog, to the gallery where I'm going to list this, and make sure you hop along with us. Leave a comment, be entered to win. I'll also put my affiliate links down there if you need to go grab some winter supplies. The store is full of fun things to make winter pages. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.